today that we are going to drive the 964 for the first time now that it is officially manual swapped. We have put hundreds of parts from the eBay Motors catalog into this car. It's almost ready to get back on the road, but we got to do something about this interior. Unfortunately, getting rid of the sound system is going to be another job for another day, but I got to glue the carpet back down, install the last of the parts that I have for the manual swap, and we should be shifting gears and dumping clutches in no time. We're going to be using some 3M Super 77 commercial grade spray adhesive to basically glue this carpet back down. So I'm going to grind away some of the old glue. I've got a vacuum in here, so I've got a mess anyway, and then give her a quick spray and glue her back down. I didn't really get a satisfying moment of officially saying goodbye to the Prindle, so we'll do it right here. You ready? Goodbye. One of my favorite little parts is this guy right here. So this is from a company called Swine 11. It's actually a company that my buddy Wes owns, who has been a large component of helping me plan out this build and figure out all the stuff I wanted to do to it. So massive shout out to Wes, cool little company. Available on eBay Motors, and this one we color matched to my car. So this officially will be introducing me to the manual game. Look at that.
That's sick. Wait, so are you gonna see the green all the time?
Yep.
Oh, that's dope.
No, dude. We just put a ship hood over it. No, so what we'll do is we got this, and then this guy is gonna go underneath it.
Yes.
And it's like this really cool look where you kind of have like the exposed little rubber dude. It's the look. It goes like this. Am I gonna need to cut a hole for the clutch pedal?
Well, maybe.
One thing I wasn't expecting was having to modify the pedal board. So I could probably get a new one, but since I'm impatient, I'm gonna modify it. Looking at a photo here, it looks like it's kind of a continuation of this guy. So I'm gonna do my best and hopefully get it somewhat close. This is manual, this is obviously auto. Kind of looks like if I just, well, I don't want to etch that all the way over.
Yeah.
But I don't know if, I'll just put it as close to this area as possible. I'm kind of looking at the photo and trying to piece together kind of where the lines look like they want to land. So this guy looks like something like that. And that comes down flush with the bottom of this guy. This is the only thing I don't know if is going to be enough, because it looks like in this photo, this guy is shorter. Yeah. So we might run into an issue where I need to like complete this, and then I don't know if the pedal board's going to lose some rigidity. But worst case scenario is one of those things, there's plenty of aftermarket options. So. It's so weird working with wood. Not my finest work by any means, but should get the job done. Fingers crossed. I thought I was in the clear, but ever so slightly it rubs on this edge. So I'll just bring that back like half an inch and then I think we'll be golden. All right, I am so excited to drive this thing, but I do need to do some due diligence and finish putting together a couple of things. One of which is the fact that I currently don't have an exhaust on the car yet. I don't want to mount my rear bumper, so we are going to remove it, which I've never done before. Right now, and no, it's not going to stay without a rear bumper, so don't worry. But basically figuring out how to remove this, John. I always rather not take things apart if I don't have to, but
yeah.
I don't think I needed to remove the corner lights, actually.
Really?
Yeah, that seal is just rubber. I thought we'd need to remove this to get the rear bumper out, but I don't know if we need to.
It looks like it slides out from under it.
It does, doesn't it?
Do some big fat twin turb skis right here, and damn, that would be funny. All the pot cuts and.
I could just put two V-band turbos like right on it.
Yeah.
It'd be really easy to just bolt one up. Johan, what do you think? I have V-band 2 turbos up to this right now? Yeah. A subscriber actually gave me this exhaust. I asked just for something to run in the meantime until I have my system back so it doesn't blow my ears out. So not the permanent exhaust by any means. My logic was it'll be way easier to put the seat in off the lift. First drive. I got a clutch, I think. Oh, it's moving! Oh, it's moving! Am I gonna go back?
You're off.
I can't really see nothing.
Yeah.
Finally that time. We're gonna get to drive this thing. I'm beyond excited. I'm a little bit bummed that I didn't get a baseline of how much power the car made when it was automatic. We are going to, in the end of this video, put this car in the dyno and see what it makes now. From the factory, it should make around 220. Power should be a little bit higher now, but the biggest difference is instead of having a 4-speed slush box, we got a 6-speed, close ratio, lightweight flywheel motor with some bigger cams, and it should feel like a whole new animal. But it's a fresh build, so I'm still watching out for leaks, anything that could possibly be wrong. I'm not a Porsche mechanic, so I'm gonna drive it around the compound, make sure it goes into gear, drive it around and see how it feels.
Let's go, baby. Ooh, pedals are shifted over a little bit compared to other cars, huh? Clutch is, oh. Did it? I stalled. And my battery died. God damn it. All right, attempt number 2. I love that the clutch feels like a stock clutch. I mean that like in the best way possible.
It revs quick. Dude. This is probably one of my favorite cars I own. I haven't even driven it yet. All right, I'm gonna let her warm up, just cruise around, some low speed stuff, make sure everything's kosher.
Yeah.
Do a quick oil check, and then we'll give her some beans.
Beautiful feeling clutch. Second gear, no problem. The splits are actually longer than I expected. Like third gear, we're at 1,000 RPM doing 20 miles an hour. I mean, I guess that's not abnormal. Look at me, I'm driving manual. This might be, other than my first E46, this might be the first time I've ever manual swapped a car. This is amazing. I miss this car so much. It's so comfy. I can't wait to do my sound system in this thing though. I think I can go around my house. I think one of the RVs is gone. Let's try. Nope, we can't. Wait about
6 speed, baby.
6 speed, baby. That's a happy Adam right there.
The 6-speed swap that turned into an entire engine bay compartment refurbish.
Got my laser faces on. I'm about to do my first pull in my Porsche. Sorry, Mike, I didn't get to the passenger seat yet.
Yeah, it's all right. Building progress.
Watch me shift gears like a pro. It kind of reminds me of your NSX. The way that it sounds.
Well, yeah, it revs and sounds pretty similar.
The lack of power.
Yep.
I haven't stepped on it yet. I can't wait. I can't wait. If I'm lucky, we might be making like 270 horsepower. It is time. All right, first pull, we're going for it. Not bad. Just kind of, oh, things are flying. I burned rubber a little bit. I'm still puzzled. The splits and the gears are way longer than I would expect. That's kind of crazy. I thought it was gonna be like, but like, I couldn't imagine, the splits must be even bigger if you got a 5-speed. Let's try that again. Maybe I had a little wheel spin and that's why it bogged. It's good. It's real good. Not bad. I wish I had a baseline to compare like what it felt like with stock cams. You know, maybe that's a little bit where the bog is coming from. Or maybe I just have no baseline or anything to compare it to. But it feels pretty good. I'm gonna do another one. I should be able to burn out, right? Oh, I guess people like to break in clutches. I'm a racer boy. Racer boys don't break in clutches.
What?
I think it'll do a burnout.
You think?
I'm gonna do a burnout.
All right. Good.
Found the limiter. It kind of sounds cool. It's way too loud. I can't wait to get my proper exhaust on it, but second gear, third gear. I mean, everything feels like it should. Fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear. Six gears, baby! And it all works.
Makes a lot of noise.
Oh, it's not gonna sound like this. It's too loud right now. Man, this thing's gonna be cruising at such low RPM on the highway.
Alright, so honest review. I would say the power surpasses my expectations on the butt dyno in first gear.
Okay.
But I'm a little bit unsatisfied with the RPM drop from first to second.
Yeah.
It feels like, I mean, see, it's hard to say because I don't know what the stock cam would have felt like. Like maybe with a stock cam there, you wouldn't have noticed it as much. All the other ratios seem to be pretty close together, but that 1-2, like you almost got to bang it off limiter and get it in the next gear, and you just know that it's not all as spicy as it could be there. Now, I can't wait too much about little details like that. The overall impression is it's amazing. The gears work perfectly. The clutch feels beautiful. The power is great. The sound's not good because I don't have my setup yet, but most importantly, are we leaking oil right now? The whole point of why this happened. We're dry so far. We're still dry over here. No drips, no smoke. Let's go. That sounds like a 964 shirt if I've ever seen one.
What, do you like this angle of me? It probably is gonna look really funny. I want to see what you think of the power.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm just gonna pop it, no clutch.
All right. It gets
Not bad, right?
Pretty good. Yeah.
It's a fun power band now.
Yeah.
This will probably be so good on back roads.
Oh, for sure.
I can't wait. I'll probably have to raise a little bit if I want to do anything like that.
Yeah.
It's exciting. The no leak part is my favorite part, for sure.
Yeah.
The question is, I want to know, how much power is this puppy going to make? We're going to put it on the dyno. Comment your expectations below. I hope I surpass them, so don't comment high, because because I would hate it if everyone commented like 300 and it doesn't make 300. It definitely won't make 300. My dyno is notoriously low reading for low power cars. Most people tune and then blow them up because they make more power than they think they do because the number is low. I'm just saying that to boost my self-esteem if the number is low.
Let's find out.
While I wait for the car to warm up, I got a little bit of story time for you. Quite honestly, this is a few days after we attempted to dyno it. We had some electrical issues, so the dyno kind of took a poop. Back up and running now, so we're about to see what kind of power the car makes. I did enjoy the car off camera the entire weekend at Amelia Island. It started out really not good. I got stranded at a pizza restaurant from a notorious failure of a relay that apparently goes wrong all the time on these cars. It was funny because my friends were saying it was gonna happen and it happened. I was able to jump it, get the car back up and running. And then I replaced the most annoying oil line I've ever replaced in my life. Other than that, it was great though. Highlight of the show for me probably was hearing from a lot of people it was their favorite Porsche there, and there was a lot of amazing Porsches. One dude even offered me 200 grand for the car, which I don't ever plan on selling this car, but it made me stop and think for a second because that's just absurd, and he was dead serious. And I've seen some of the comments from you guys before thinking maybe this is a giveaway car or maybe I'm gonna get rid of it. This is a forever car. Not only do I love it, not only is it amazingly clean and like probably one of the coolest Porsches I'll ever find, I'll never be able to replace it. So even if I got rid of it, it's not like, even like one of my GTRs, they're amazing, but if I sold one, I'd be able to replace it. These mint cars pop up so infrequently that that's a hard feat. But it should almost be warm now, so we'll give a pull and see what happens. I also do have a little thing up my sleeve to maybe try to squeeze some more power out of her, so let's see what she does. I knew my dyno was gonna be a heartbreaker, but this might be a little bit more heartbreaking than I was anticipating. We made a whopping 223 horsepower. Interestingly enough, this is very different from most 964 power bands, and I'm gonna put a photo on the screen of what they usually look like. The fact that torque is holding so flat and power keeps climbing is very abnormal. Usually these things make a buttload of torque early and start to roll over up top, which tells me one of two things. Either I went a little oversized on the cam, possibly, or possibly we're a little bit off on timing, which technically moves the power band a little bit. If that was the case, that would also explain why it's slightly down in power. I should be expecting closer to like 280 to the wheels probably with this setup. I mean, I know my dyno's right, but I don't know how to compare it to other people's dynos because people usually don't put like an old 964 on a mainline. The good thing is, like, at least I enjoyed it this weekend, and I had other people in it that told me it felt on par, so it's not like it feels abnormally slow. So I always like to hold on to hope that, you know, maybe there's a mechanical issue and it could be faster, but whew, 220. It's a tough pill to swallow on Monday morning. I do have one little trick up my sleeve though, which despite whether the number is right or wrong, might actually gain us a little bit of power, and let me show you what I'm talking about. We've got our factory air box back there, and there's a little modification we can do to squeeze out a little more power. It's pretty restrictive, it's air box. Engine wants to breathe, it's NA. What can we do? We pull it out, and we replace it with one that I drilled holes in to allow more airflow. Now I retain the snorkel just so I can still get the cold air from the outside, but these extra holes should allow a little bit more airflow. And if you're like me and you don't like cutting up your factory parts, you could hop on eBay Motors, find a used replacement part for your car, cut that one up, and then you can keep your other one factory fresh. It's the way to go. That's the procedure I'm taking with interior on this thing too. That's another story for another video, but we're gonna put this intake on and hopefully we can squeeze out a couple more powers. It's 220. Yikes. She's in, and let's see what we can gain. Mind you, the biggest mistake I made was not doing a baseline with this car before we did all the engine work, because obviously we would have known if it was a timing issue if it made significantly more power before we went and took everything apart. But I was way too impatient and I didn't do that, and I regret it. But maybe someday I could put a stock 964 on this dyno and then we'll have an actual baseline. You know, fun fact, this intake thing is like, I don't want to say black magic science, but it's one of those things that people always talk about on like the old school 964 forums. So it'll be kind of cool to see, like, does it actually make a difference with back-to-back data? good news is that it actually picked up a significant amount of power everywhere. So if you see with the little 5-minute airbox mod, or maybe like 15 minutes I should say, we went from 223 up to 232 horsepower. But what I am excited about is we definitely have a mechanical problem, which means that there is more horsepower on the table. Looking at the air fuel data, the car is going like ridiculously rich up here. NA cars are usually in the 12s, 13s for these, and we're like below 12 from 4,000 all the way up until almost peak power. So something's going on here that's making the car really rich. I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna reach out to some people that do. Rich is better than lean, but for making power, that's definitely hurting us a lot, because that's where the car should be making peak power. I'm trying to think what that tells me. That tells me that the calibration could be adding more fuel there, but it's not taking in the air that it should, so maybe it is a timing or like an air thing going on. But either way, it's cool to see the airbox make some more power. Well, I guess we'll resume this once I learn more, but I wanted to get on the dyno, get some figures. You guys could see the experience driving it, but that doesn't tell the whole story, and unfortunately I feel like the dyno tells the opposite of the story that I wanted to tell. But it still feels great. I'm stoked to have it back together, and it should be something that's not too difficult to figure out. And I want to give a massive thank you to eBay Motors for helping make this project possible yet again. And thank you guys for watching this video.
All right, first pull, we're going for it. Not bad. Just try to, oh, things are flying.